How's it going, everyone? The PlayStation Store is currently running its Golden Week sale as well as its May savings sale. We're talking games under $5 in this video. You guys know the drill. Let's get right into it. No time to waste, and let's start things off with Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, 84% off for $4.79. A game that came out on the PlayStation 3 back in, I want to say, 2012. Was very good. Unfortunately, had some technical shortcomings. Thankfully, with this PlayStation 4 release, a lot of that has been alleviated. It's a much better version of the game as well. Being the Dark Arisen version, including that expansion, so you're getting a sizable amount of additional content as well. You've got a deep combat system that is, again, relatively challenging. A lot of content, a lot of replayability as well, and of course, Dragon's Dogma 2 is in development, so now wouldn't be a bad time to check out what it's all about in Dragon's Dogma, and for sub $5, no-brainer there, great pickup. Next up, we got Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 2. 75% off for $4.99. This is the Naruto Storm game that if you want a Storm game from a single-player standpoint, I usually gravitate towards this one. Look, I would buy the Storm Legacy Collection if that goes on sale. Right now, it is not, so I would say if you're looking to pick one up, Storm 2 is a great option at $4.99. This encompasses, from a narrative standpoint, the beginning of Shippuden all the way up until the fight with Pain, which in my opinion is the best stretch of the Naruto anime that was had in the entirety of it. I know that might be a little bit of a stretch to some people, but I think that stretch of the anime is fantastic. And then you're talking about that fully realized into a video game done really, really well. For $4.99, great pickup here. And the campaign is like 12 to 15 hours in length, so you're getting a sizable experience, even though on the surface, you might just look at this as a regular fighting game. Next up, Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition, $4.49 on this one. Man, how many times do I have to recommend Sleeping Dogs? Well, guess what? It's never gonna be enough, because this is a game that is criminally underrated. It was a tremendous game when it initially came out back in like 2013, and this version includes all of the DLC content, an updated release on PlayStation 4, remember, originally a PS3 360 release, and for under $5, just a no-brainer here for an excellent game. A more contained open world than, let's say, a Grand Theft Auto, but still a sizable amount of content here as well. A great main character, quality hand-to-hand combat, and the visuals still hold up pretty nicely for a game that's a decade old. For $4.49, again, this is a no-brainer. Now, we talked about Sleeping Dogs holding up really well for being a game a decade old. Shenmue I II, while I would give it a recommendation as it's 85% off for $4.49. Look, Shenmue was groundbreaking when it came out. Now, if you go back and play it in the year 2023, it definitely shows its age, to say the least. However, Shenmue still has very compelling narratives. Shenmue 3, not so much, but Shenmue 1 and 2 I still feel like are worthwhile games to play through. Again, very much dated when you look at it now. When they initially came out, absolutely revolutionary in a lot of regards, but you know, they show their age at this stage of the game, but if you want something that narratively is rather compelling, I think this is still a good pickup, especially at this price point. Next up, we have Titanfall 2, Standard Edition, 78% off for $4.39. If you're picking up Titanfall 2 these days, I usually recommend it from a campaign standpoint, but that's not a bad thing, because Titanfall 2's campaign is rather good for a first-person shooter campaign, and Titanfall has some very fast-paced gameplay. I'm a fan of mechs in a first-person shooter. I'm a fan of mechs in general, but the campaign is a rather nice experience to go through. Obviously not super lengthy, but still offers a decent enough content, and for, you know, $4 and change, I think it's a great pickup for what you're looking for. Next up, we have Walking Dead, the complete first season, 75% off for $3.74. I played Walking Dead the first season like a decade ago when it initially came out. I want to say it came out in 2012 or 2013, and I remember that the first season did make me tear up. It is just an amazing narrative. Obviously, this is the game that really got Telltale off the ground, and it made their obviously, it spawned a bunch of subsequent Telltale series, but Walking Dead was tremendous. Light on the gameplay, of course. These are games you play for a narrative, but the story is incredibly emotionally gripping, and even all these years later, man, it's a game that I'll go back to and play every now and again. If you're into Platinum Trophy, super easy Platinum Trophy as well. So yeah, $3.74 for this is great. Season 2's on sale for $3.74 as well. Season 1 and 2, in my opinion, are the peak of the series, but the whole series is good, but Season 1 is absolutely tremendous, so $3.74 for that is great. Next up, Limbo, 75% off for $2.49. Look, Limbo is a game that I feel like everybody and their mother has played, but if you haven't or you just want it on the PlayStation 4, this is a good offer at $249. A very dark, atmospheric puzzle platformer, really well designed, a lot of cool thematics, and it is available on PlayStation Plus Premium, but, you know, not a lot of people are signed up for Plus Premium, so $249 sounds like a good pickup to me. Next up, another game available on Plus Premium, but actually rotating out of the service here soon. Metro 2033 Redux is $3.99. Metro Last Light Redux is $3.99 as well. So I would recommend, obviously, to play the Metro games sequentially. 2033, then Last Light, then Exodus. And if you have Plus Premium, you can definitely play through the entirety of 2033 and Last Light by May 16th, which is the day they're rotating out. But if you want it in your library to own, $3.99 I think is a really good price, and super atmospheric, narrative-driven first-person shooters, worthwhile to go through, and I would give them strong recommendations, so check them out. At this price point, you can't go wrong. Next up, we have Hotline Miami The Collection, 75% off at $4.99. This will get you Hotline Miami 1 and 2. Hotline Miami 1 is available on PlayStation Plus Premium, while Miami 2 is available on Plus Extra. For $4.99, you're getting both games. Throwback, visceral, you know, high-octane, fast-paced action game. Definitely bloody as all hell. Not recommended for, you know, not the game to get your kid into gaming, so to speak. But, yeah, $4.99 for Hotline Miami Collection is great. Next up, a complete contrast, and honestly, a good game to get your kid into gaming. Cat Quest, 67% off for $4.28. Look, it seems like, as far as cat video games go, they seem to be in right now. You got Stray absolutely crushing it. Little Kitty Big City, I think, is a game coming out on Switch, and that game has a lot of buzz. There's a lot of these other games where you take on the role of a cat. I guess people love cats, but nonetheless, Cat Quest is a super charming adventure RPG that is very, very easy, very accessible, but also has a level of charm that honestly everybody can get into. Great art style as well, cartoony look. Not gonna say spend $13 on it, which is its regular price, but for $4.28, I think that's a rather good buy. Next up, we got Shadow Tactics Blades of the Shogun, 98% off for $3.99. This is very much a tactical title that is more akin to PC tactics-based titles, but it transitions well to the DualShock 4 controls. And even if you're not into tactics games, if you like that Edo Japan setting, that might carry you into trying the game out. And ultimately, it's a well-thought-out tactics game that anybody can really get into, and I think you can still have a pretty good time. It's gotten a really strong reception across the board, so for this price of $3.99, I think this is a no-brainer, and I would say give that a look. Lastly, I do want to give a shout to a couple games that are all available on PlayStation Plus Extra, so we'll go through these very quickly. Bethesda titles, obviously, they're all on Plus Extra, or a lot of them, I should say. Doom, 75% off for $4.99, that's Doom 2016. Fast-paced, over-the-top, first-person shooter, Doom 2016 is tremendous. Doom Eternal is great as well, but I start off with Doom 2016, and for $4.99, great buy there. Wolfenstein The New Order, 75% off for $4.99, another first-person shooter, more of a narrative emphasis on this one, and Wolfenstein definitely does get a bit wacky, but New Order is still great, and for $4.99, can't go wrong with that. For survival horror buffs, The Evil Within is something you should look at, 75% off for $4.99 on this. Solid story, gameplay isn't revolutionary by any stretch of the imagination, but still a high-quality horror title here. XCOM 2, 95% off for $2.99. This is available on Plus Extra again, and I usually recommend you to pick up the XCOM 2 collection, given that you're going to get so much bonus content with that, but if you just want to try it out, it's a high-quality tactics game that XCOM Enemy Unknown was a game that didn't necessarily get me super into tactics games, but was a game that I ended up playing and ended up really enjoying, and then XCOM 2 just builds upon it. XCOM 2 does have some technical shortcomings on PlayStation 4, so bear that in mind, but an incredibly rewarding tactics-based experience. And then also, from the developers of Limbo, we have Inside, 75% off for $4.99. Again, very dark from an atmosphere standpoint, but very engrossing as well. Quality platforming puzzle title. Interested to see what Playdead does next. They've been quiet for quite a while, but I'm sure they're hard at work at something, and Inside was tremendous. Doesn't get the love that Limbo does, but Inside is great as well, and at $4.99, again, no-brainer there. Again, also available on Plus Extra. And that is going to do it for me. Again, a ton of great deals under the price of $10. As always, the list will be in the description box down below, but that's going to do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.